Hey, I'm back. I wanted to go over something that I learned here recently that I probably should already knew. Well, every day it's like, learning process, right?
In a quarter mile, turn right onto North Carolina 8 South.
And when you are on any kind of diuretic, high blood pressure with the HCTZ,
Take the next right onto North Carolina 8 South.
or you are drinking your weight in water. I know there's a diet here recently, and that's the way they put it. You should be drinking your weight in water.
Continue on North Carolina 8 South for 5 miles.
However, when you do this, you're flushing out a lot of toxins. You're helping speed metabolism. It does help curb your appetite. Excuse me. Thinking, cigarettes and allergies, but really it's allergies. So anyway, it also gets rid of your sodium, your salt, and for me, it was always watch your salt intake, because it affects your blood pressure. You have high blood pressure and all this, bad stuff from eating salt. Well, your table salt with your iodine in it, iodine. Anyway, we need that. Surprisingly, it actually helps to keep your thyroid in check. Because a lot of times I don't use a lot of salt on a lot of things. Some things I might, but and for those of you using only the mineral salt, be careful of that. You need a little table salt. Use the table salt at the table. Add a little extra. Or use the table salt when you're cooking, and use the mineral salt grinder, when you leave it at the table. Use that to chop it. You get that added benefit from that. But we need it for our thyroid. Hello. But we also need salt to keep our sodium up. Because when your sodium's down, it can really mess you up health-wise. And you'll hear me talk a lot about when you're craving something, that your mind will crave it because it needs this substance that your body is missing. That's why a lot of times with children, there's a certain food that they're going to eat. And it doesn't make any sense. Well, it's because maybe they need this particular nutrient from it. I've heard a doctor tell a mother this. But for some reason, it doesn't work that way with us. Well, it does. So when you find yourself craving, the pickles, and craving the lunch meat, and the sausage, and the bacon, and crackers, and your sodium level might actually be low, y'all. And so there are healthier choices that you can do, or just add a little bit of extra table salt in your diet. It got to a point on my diet journey where I literally was craving salt to the point where it wasn't anything else, but I wanted to pour table salt in my hand and eat it, and I did. That's the only thing that would fix it. And I would get the strangest looks. A lot of times I would just do it in secret. But it's my sodium was so low. Oh my God. And that's also a sign that your thyroid is a little messed up or low on the little totem pole, because really you want, your PCP will tell you that as long as your levels are in that green, you're perfectly fine. It's great. But really it's not if it's on the lower level. So if the lower level is 6.0 and 5.9 means that you are deficient, guess what? You are right there on the edge, baby, and you probably need to do something to tweak that. I learned that through the integrative doctors that I'm going to. Because you're not getting your best life and support from that nutrient in your body. So, when you're craving that calcium, you can crave ice cream. and milk and you drink dairy and all the stuff that your body knows, this bitch gonna eat this and then I'm gonna have some calcium, or I'm gonna get some vitamin D from the cow milk, or like when you're craving cereal. And then to top it all off, if your magnesium is low, like if you're having trouble going to the bathroom, I'll say it, women, we tend to act like it doesn't exist. I actually had a man once tell me, women do not poop and they do not fart. Well, yes, they do. Because supposedly his girlfriend didn't have a bowel movement for like 2 years. Okay, she lied to you. She's leaving the bathroom. When you leave for work, she's spraying the bathroom. Okay, poor girl. You had to hold it the whole time. That's so horrible, y'all. Anyway, and I know it's gross, but whatever. It's life, man. Life is gross sometimes. But your magnesium, if you're constipated, a lot of times your magnesium is low. That's why a lot of times the doctor will tell you, take milk of magnesia. Take magnesium citrate. Okay? The thing with those two is if you take an overabundance, you better be near the bathroom. Because you won't have to go. Okay? Takes a little bit of time sometimes, but depending on how backed up you are, but there's a thing called magnesium malate. And I take 1,300 milligrams. Actually, I guess I take 2,600 milligrams at night. About an hour before I go to bed. And I sleep like a freaking baby. And it keeps you regular. It got to the point with me that I went to the doctor and she was so amazed. She listened to my stomach and she was like, your bowels are not moving. Yeah, I told you. It's been like 2 weeks, So, they're the integrative doctor. And, research that I've done, magnesium malate is good for you. And when your magnesium is low, not only can it cause constipation, but it can also cause insomnia. It can also cause your body not to be able to process vitamin D.
Turn right onto North Carolina 65 West, North Carolina 8 South.
Vitamin D and calcium correctly. You can eat all day long because you're craving it. You're probably deficient in it, but really it could be your magnesium is deficient and you need that for your body to turn and process those nutrients.
Next right onto North Carolina 65 West, North Carolina 8 South.
So that's really something to think about. And, a lot of these energy drinks and your 5-hour powers, they have your B vitamins in it.
Continue on North Carolina 65 West for 1 mile.
And that's basically because our body needs those B vitamins. As we get older, they get deficient as well. You take a Super B complex, and the next thing you know, within 30 minutes to an hour, all of a sudden you got energy and you can go and you can do. All right, your vitamin B might be a little low. So, and remember that you have to be careful, especially if you are taking certain medications. Because if you're on a blood thinner, certain kind of blood thinners, and you go on a diet and you're eating a bunch of greens, it could thicken your blood up to like mud. We don't need our blood to be mud. Don't work like that. So anytime you start on any kind of diet regimen, you do need to talk to your doctor. And if you're not getting the answers that you think will work for you, then go see a specialist. If you have good insurance or you have insurance at all, go see a specialist. And there's all kinds of specialists out there, and there's different integrative doctors. And see, she told me to take a left. This is not a left. It's like a sharp road. It's so weird. She's confused me a lot today, like 3 times already, but sometimes that's easy to do. But anyway, I know there's different doctors. Some doctors will bill you. Some doctors will work with you for payment. Some doctors only take certain insurances, but there are a lot of different practices out there. Call around, check it out, do your research. Just anytime you start anything new, first off, if you don't really trust your doctor's opinion, it's probably time to switch doctors. I had to. And if somebody's not working with you, well, there's a lot of doctors out there. And you'll find someone that just kind of clicks with you, and it'll be okay. But always do your research on the medicines you take, because some supplements will cancel out a prescription. Be mindful of that. It's like you take birth control pills, you take antibiotics. Certain antibiotics will make that birth control pill not effective. So you know not much, you have the baby. Or like 10 or something, I don't know, I have one. So, I guess, be mindful of your health. Be mindful of your nutrients. Because a lot of times what you are craving is what your body is needing. However, because you might not be used to eating so healthy, when you start eating healthy and cutting back your food, your body may crave this substance that you're not wanting to eat. But once you taste it, because your body is deficient in whatever vitamin, whatever mineral it's going to give you, you binge. So, because it tastes so good. Same as when your blood sugar is completely low and your liver spills that blood glucose, and the next thing you know, your blood sugar is like over 200. You eat, and it's the best thing ever, and your blood sugar comes down. It needed that. While eating every 3 to 4 hours is important. So have your snacks. If you want the dark chocolate with blueberries, eat it. Stop feeling guilty about it. If you want to have that glass of wine at night, drink it. A perfect before bedtime snack. You can find those little bars, like this, fun size, miniatures, whatever. 2 miniatures or fun size. That size of chocolate. Eat that dark chocolate with a blueberry and a glass of wine. Relax, chill. Like, we need to relax. We're so tense and we're so stressed out. And I am so guilty of it. We gotta take better care of ourselves. We have to love ourselves enough to say, yeah, I can have that chocolate, because tomorrow's another day, and that chocolate's not going to make you gain 5 pounds. Now, if you ate a whole chocolate cake earlier, you totally went off course, it's a possibility. Our bodies fluctuate. That's the way it is. So, give yourself a break sometimes. Doesn't mean totally go off course, and it doesn't mean go crazy. It just means it's okay. Love ya.